So before I did it, I'm like, should I just do this edible and then go on and tell some truth? That seems pretty dope. So these opportunities seem to just fall up like in our lap. It was unexpected, but like, hey, let me just do this edible and like spit some truth. So I'm on cloud 9 right now, and I just want to talk about how if you can understand in this universe that everything complex is just an emergent of simplicity, then you will have a well-balanced universal model in your mind that you can use to as your healed egoic perception in this realm. If you are able to simplify all the emergence of what's already simple, then you will get far in this life. See, that's what a philosopher does, is he simplifies complex information and gives it to the people in a form of relief. So as my mind hallucinates right now, because it's very possible that we're all hallucinating, and I do believe that that's what LSD does, that's what shrooms do, that's what edibles do. Like, I literally feel like I'm in a dream right now. And so I've been exploring my consciousness as a bandwidth of high vibration and low vibration manipulation that I can choose to explore anywhere in between in my conscious. And it's pretty heavenly. I'm literally living in my imagination right now. Like, literally understanding that this is probably a dream. Dream, reality, and experience are all actually the same thing is so free. So back to complexity and simplicity, and all complexity being simply an emergent of what's already simple. Our most simplest form, our highest form. Life force energy. So with life force energy, there is creatures who have life force energy have the ability to use or misuse that life force energy. And introducing the pattern of good and evil, and those are the first two emergents of life force energy, the use or misuse. See, now terminologies evolve, terminologies change. And so we have to introduce new terminology for people to be able to comprehend that it's not too broad for the level of intelligence that we are on as a species now. Older universal models may have gotten us through to understand this life with clarity and be able to manipulate our life force energy to create our reality how we were supposed to do it in a high vibrational form. See, because within the band of consciousness there are high vibration manipulation and low vibration manipulation. And however you are manipulating your life force energy sets you on a frequency within the band of your consciousness. Now, this is not a frequency that everybody's on, because your frequency is unique. Like, your frequency is just like your thumbprint, can never be matched. It's a unique signature. Every moment, every vibration, every use, every tiny use of your life force energy is a vibration and frequency that you are setting into play. Thoughts are just reinforcement, actions are just reinforcement. But either way you look at it, it all boils down to our core nature of life force energy manipulation. So these are the first two emergents of life force energy. Introducing patterns of light and dark, high and low, And it also, from these patterns of good and evil, the use and misuse of our life force energy, emerges all of our emotions, all of our actions, everything we see, do, and touch in this realm. Wow, these birds are so beautiful. I'm tripping. I'm gonna see if they'll let me walk past. What's up, Baba? Yeah. So even survival, they're on a frequency of high vibration manipulation using their life force energy. Hey, Baba. To survive in a pleasant way. They aren't messing with anybody else, causing harmony and balance in the world. Total peace. See, if you are studying nature, you are breaking the natural or the artificial hypnosis that we are easily placed upon to be controlled and manipulated. So us having a universal model of the truth allows us to experience and begin to fully understand the highest objective truth in this realm, which is the first emergent of life force energy, and it is manipulation, which is the use or misuse of your life force energy, creating that pattern of good and evil. And if you can truly understand that all things underneath it, every complexity in this world is birthed and is in an emergent of simplicity, of the simple, pure chaos energy that we are all made of. He's like, yeah, spit that truth, bro, spit that truth. He's a redhead, I'm a redhead too. So understanding the highest objective truth in this realm can allow us to even begin to address the highest objective and emergent problem in this realm that emerged from source. All good and evil emerge from source. So this new theory, which I'm gonna write a book because I'm doing so much detaching and letting go. But before I really let go of, really giving knowledge on this type of level and moving on, I will write a book, and the theory will be changed and evolved away from the theories of emergence in alignment with cause and effect. The reason I'm refining the theories and universal models of the past is because I myself am an emergent of consciousness, an emergent of either the use or misuse of life force energy. Nothing more than a complexity, an emergent of simplicity, of pure chaos energy. So here I am doing so much letting go. But before I let go of these topics, I must have a refined theory. And this theory engulfs simplicity. Although the name is kind of tricky, it's the theory of emergence in alignment with agathocalcological manipulation. And agathocalcological just means you can use it for good or bad. So older models such as God, good and evil, cause and effect, these universal ways of understanding have proven to be nebulous, too broad, and too vague for human comprehension because it leaves subtle room for complexity. Man, these are my favorite walks. right around this neighborhood in Florida. I love walking around here just talking some truth. So if you being a being could just look at the world as, look, this is what's gotten me through. I'm just looking at the world as complexity is basically evil. It's basically not even evil. It's just an emergence of everything more simple. And to me, in my mind, simplicity is good. And I'm operating on this bandwidth of complexity and simplicity. The farther I go into simplicity in my mind, in my bandwidth of consciousness, on my frequency, the more peaceful I feel. The more in tune I feel. Yeah, I'm gonna get crazy. I'm gonna be on the lower end of the bandwidth of my consciousness at times, but it's nothing for me to get back to the simplicity, to the high vibrational simplicity. High vibration manipulation, use of my life force energy is simplicity. It's nothing for me to get back to that place because I have a universal model set in play for my egoic perception to be able to perceive this reality. Not because of how I feel, but for what it really is. Consciousness is not hard to understand. But people even get words like consciousness and awakening mixed up. Awakening is totally different. Awakening is just an emergence of your life force energy. It's an emergence of low vibration manipulation. Because without low vibration manipulation, there would be no need to awaken to how your life force energy is being manipulated. Rewind. Cast it back. Everything you see, every reason for every question is because of the first two emergence of our life force energy, which I'm describing in the theory of emergence as agathococological manipulation. So I must write a book on this simple theory. Because as human beings, being placed in a realm where we are totally vulnerable and have lost our idea of how life really works, we're able to be dominated, psychologically domesticated. And so since beings who may be more conscious in this collective than us, and have set the playing field with an unnatural template of money in order for us to fail, whether they are able to achieve multidimensional slavery here and cast psychological warfare patterns all throughout the earth to change the frequency, to interrupt the frequency, the natural template, the natural hypnosis, gnosis meaning knowledge of this world, it's important for us to realize how these mechanisms work and how we are being dominated as a species within each other. So these big words you may hear, I'm sure there's something simple sitting in your soul processing it. Like, dang. You know, that's what, this highest truth is. There's another highest truth that all this is meaningless. Like, let's not ignore that fact. There's highest truth that this realm is about suffering naturally, but we are designed to endure natural suffering such as death and loss, but we are not designed to endure excess suffering that has been placed in this realm due to multidimensional slavery. Can we be free in this realm? I believe so. Because naturally we're designed to deal with hunger, drought, death. But when you add another unnatural template on top of natural sources, it's likely to drive that soul crazy and torment that soul through endless genealogy. And that's all endless genealogy is to keep you playing in the complex emergence of what is really simple, is to keep you as far away from simplicity as they can, in order to keep you looped, trapped, and exhausted. How beneficial would it be for one to realize that all complexities are just an emergent of the use or misuse of life force energy? That how you should carry yourself through this realm is up to the awareness of your consciousness within that bandwidth to have the capacity to use your life force energy in a high vibration fashion. Because that's all we're doing with life, is manipulating energy. That's all the alchemist is, or ever was doing, is manipulating energy. But when you have a beginner alchemist, they are understanding how to manipulate their subtle energy around them and how to carry themselves and manipulate it and transmute and digest dark into light within themselves. But they're not realizing that there's an entire world of alchemy working around them while they're performing their alchemy. So they stay in a dome of just being an alchemist, a light spreader of themselves, which is okay. But wouldn't you want to transmute these powers into freeing your mind within your bandwidth of consciousness back to simplicity, so that you can address the highest objective truth about yourself and the highest objective problem that is just an emergent of what we are? You know, many problems would be ended if we were not agents of things. Like, if we did not become agents of money, money would not exist. If we decided as a collective that money is not really real, like, we're done with that shit, it's fake, then it would not exist. Like, if we decided that there was no God that existed today as a collective, there would be no God. So it should be, there would be no God. Because we are the agents that are making deities and things like money and natural templates of manipulation real. This is why nothing makes sense. This is why you should know that consciousness cannot escape itself, but will always try to hide itself within itself with veils, lies, and evil. This is why when I write that book on the theory of emergence in alignment with agatho-cocological manipulation, you should read it. Because it will invite and introduce simplicity back into your life. Boy, I'm tripping on this edible. But it's good for me to get this off of my chest. I've been kind of stunting on my videos, like not doing as good, I feel like, but I feel myself growing. Like for real, me using all these big words and stuff, I feel my mind growing, my consciousness expanding and contracting. And it's freeing to know that something so simple is going on. It's just expanding and contracting, and you're living on the frequency according to the use of your life force energy, be it high vibration manipulation of it or low vibration manipulation of it. And the further I get in the journey, I realize that simplicity is almost the entire key to our problem. Our problems of understanding how we work as beings. These clouds are beautiful. A chance to get out here, speak some truth. take some deadbolts off of the truth. Because aren't you guys tired of listening to teachers, right? Like those of us who are seeking truth, you must understand that there's people out here just living life, like not even worried about any of this shit. That's why I'm feeling like it's a chapter that I am closing in my life. Although it just began, it may transform into something else, like me vlogging or being in an island, because at this point of detachment, I'm realizing that it's me choosing to do everything and that everything is essentially inverted. Instead of focusing on what I'm doing or doing things right, I just focus more on what I don't do anymore. Like, I don't go to work anymore. Like, I don't pay attention to debt, which is the form of multidimensional slavery that they have us under. You know, I'm just saying fuck it all. I just don't care. I've been praying to the I don't give a fuck gods, praying to the fuck you gods, that they would transform that energy into freeing myself within my bandwidth of consciousness. So for those of you who have stuck with me and during my journey of this particular truth and realizing, you know, the highest objective truth being manipulation, and that's our core nature, and realizing that simple truth can allow you to address the highest objective emergent problem in this realm, which is multidimensional slavery, excess force in this realm. Like, we're never gonna get rid of natural suffering. Like, you gotta kill something to eat and be alive. But we will filter through this fucking extensive suffering and multidimensional slavery, prisons within a prison, because consciousness cannot escape itself. So they create a society dressed up as freedom, which is a prison within a prison, right there. Life's a trap. We're in a hell realm as long as it stays on a low vibrational swing and band within the collective conscious. So I'm gonna do my best to risk it all for you guys, and I'm even gonna let you guys see. I'm gonna bring you along on my journey. It's not gonna be easy. We're cutting it short on everything. It looks impossible for me to be able to travel to the Philippines or travel to Thailand and just kick it for even like a month or two. It just seems impossible, but there's some things I'm gonna have to do. I'm ready to sell my car. I'm so ready to sell that car. I gotta fix that first, sell my car, and then look at tickets to the Philippines right away. Hopefully Philippines even lets me in. So I'm operating on a new bandwidth within my consciousness, within my frequency. I'm just letting go, and I want you guys to see the journey, because who knows how it's gonna play out. Like, there's no guarantee for anything, you know? But what I'm doing is tripping and activating latent forces, the latent forces of my subconscious mind that have been buried for me, hanging on to things that are low vibrational, things that are not good for my soul, or things that keep me on a high frequency of simplicity. Because that's what endless genealogy is. That's where they would like you to be, you know? As long as you focus on yourself, you can basically emerge out of the complexity into your highest form, simplicity, and just operate within the bandwidth of your consciousness. I was just using a slinky, I think, in the last video. It's so trippy how that slinky expanding back and forth, twisting and twirling, doing all of this is like a direct representation of our consciousness. Just doing this, and we choose where we're at in that high vibrational or low vibrational frequency bandwidth. And your frequency is so unique that it's like a thumbprint, like, of the universe. Like, how you manipulate and use your life force energy is like a thumbprint. So y'all might see your boy in Thailand for sure, just kicking it on beaches and stuff. I gotta keep my face, straight like that. I gotta be sexy Trey out there, But it's going to be fun operating on a new level of consciousness and then still getting free. Like, I feel like a much more conscious being than me is basically, I'm at a fork in the road and I have to make a decision to like go on this wild trip with the universe and figure out what it's really about, or I can just stay like safe and comfortable. And I'm not about that staying safe and comfortable. The universe already knew that, and I foresee it now that I feel like I have this much more conscious being saying, she's mostly feminine, saying, let's go. Like, I got you, I'll provide for you. Like, things, but I know things may get rocky, but it's about trusting this higher being that's leading you. And so I say another conscious being in my mind to keep it separate from the idea of self, because it's something far greater than myself taking me and moving me and making these decisions for me and putting me on a different frequency of my manipulative force. So as long as you can realize that all complexity emerges from simplicity, from your highest form, life force, energy, chaos, pure death and sex, pure eroticism of life, not literally death and sex, but just the pure eroticism of turning nothing into something, you can begin to work on this simple bandwidth of your consciousness and realize when you're getting in the red, you're most likely getting complex. So it's that complex nature that is evil. I can't tell you how many years it took me to get to this level of understanding, this level of comfort in my mind, body, and soul. But it's a lot, you know. But if you put that work in, you can begin to build your own universal model and way to process this reality. You know, the most healthy way for your egoic perception to process this reality. We're not getting rid of the ego, we're healing our ego. So I'm just like in la la land, I'm in pure imagination. Like, it feels like I blink my eyes and things happen for me. But you have to first begin to decode yourself. This comes with a lot of decoding. I've been through so many truths in this world. Aren't you guys tired of listening to all these fucking teachers and shit? Like, cause you really just want to know. I know you really just want to know, and that's natural. So that you can manipulate your way in this realm and you won't have to suffer so much as you use your life force energy to manipulate your outcome. It's pouring down rain though, I love you.